Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today I come in with an update on GNUS, Genius Brand International Corporations. Last time I did give an update somewhere around this period here where I did mention that the technicals were looking really nice for this one, and it's probably going to see a pop. And if you bought anything way too high, what you want to do is you want to average down. And we've seen already this pop. So we want to a little bit look into what would probably be the next move for this stock, as well as what the technical analysis are. And I'm going to go a little bit through the news for this company later but in the video. So first things first, we're going to be looking into 1 month, 1 day, and then we're going to look into the 5 days, 1 hour. So the 1 month, 1 day, you can get to see that the average directional index has retracted back to where I usually like it, around 45. So that's amazing news. The million percent R shows it for it to be overbought at this stage. So we want to confirm with RSI in a second. Momentum seems to have picked up, although it has picked up a few times around this level, around 2 times, and it did drop. So we want to make sure this doesn't drop back again. And you can get to see that there has been a little bit of pattern where it does that. In terms of the MACD, it looks like it's turning more towards the positive, and that could be a really nice move. So you want to make sure in the 5 days, 1 hour period whether that still holds. The 10 SMA is below the 30 EMA, so that's a red flag for me. Going in towards the pivots and support points, what we're going to be seeing here is that there is currently current price is 355, and let's take a quick look into the 5 days, 1 hour. 364. Now in terms of 364, let's try to figure out where the next support would probably be. 364, there's one around 378 with, and a current one at 366. We get to see another major support at 304. So it's currently above the support, so that's good news. We're going to confirm with Fibonacci retracements further on what the price points or the current targets for different supports and resistances are. Going towards MACD, we can get to see it's going a little bit towards negative, but that could have been a little bit to the long holiday, the long weekend sell-off. So that is a little bit expected where the market dipped a little bit in afterwards. So you want to make sure that this actually starts picking up back again in MACD. The average directional index shows a very, very strong indication for an end of a trend, whether it's positive. But this again could be a little bit towards because of the long holiday. Going in towards the 10 SMA is above the 30 SMA in the 5 days, which is amazing news. The stock is trading currently above the 200 SMA, which is also amazing news, which shows in a bullish. The stock is above the VWAP. So when the stock is above VWAP, that's a little bit of a that is good news, and it's a bull run. Going towards the momentum, it's extremely high. We can see the unbalanced volume has increased incredibly into higher levels. Going towards the moving average, we get to see that the stock has retracted up to a moving average with a low of 3.03 and a high of 378. Going towards the trend, basically, this is the current trend where it's actually facing. It's more of an upward trend, but it can really drop down to somewhere like 2.5 and still hold that trend. But what I can see is that it has been a little bit of a downtrend for a while. So it looks like it might continue a little bit of an upward trend for a little. But what we've seen here before is a bit of jumps and then drops, bit of jumps and drops. So it's more of a little bit, the stock is not stable, but perhaps what we could see is something similar to this here. We can see multi-day runner and then a pullback and then another run, but I really doubt it, especially since the RSI is a little bit towards the overbought situation. Not that much more though, so it's more around, let's see, it matches somewhere around here and somewhere around here. So it doesn't see this entire thing here where it just popped was a bit of more of overbought situation. So let's take a quick look into the 1 month, 1 hour. Okay, that's not going to work here. We're going to need to look 3 months, 1 day, and they're going to draw Fibonacci retracements. And then I'm going to go on and take a quick look into whether it holds or not. Do this here, 1 month, 1 hour. One quick 2 things here is that the 50 SMA and the 200 SMA are under the prices, so the prices above that, that's a good news for us where it's considered a good situation. You want to make sure you sell if it hits below that. 1 month, 1 hour, we get to see that the stock current resistance is somewhere probably very close to the 404 and another one at 371, so it's really hitting there. The Fibonacci retracements at a 464 seems to be current support, current resistance as well, with the current support sitting somewhere around 297, which is almost $3. But you get to see that the RSI is incredibly high. Now going in towards a little bit off the news. Quickly, we check that the news has pushed the stock to pop already. Whether this holds on further or not, depending on the next PRs that comes in. So there's going to be a conference coming in. Now there's a lot of different talks on whether it could be perhaps a buyout or Disney collaboration, all that stuff. You want to make sure you filter through that. And there's not a lot much on it other than there is going to be a conference happening on July 6th. So I expect it to at least see a bit of a run, perhaps in the pre-market, but I would definitely sell before that conference because there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of hope behind stocks, and you don't want to fall into that. So if I was you and you're already in the stock, I would definitely sell before 9:30 or perhaps by the latest 10 a.m. But you got to be very careful because there's always a dip around 9:30 to 10 a.m. in general stocks. Now, in terms of the latest presentations, I don't find a lot of new news here. It's just June 26th. A lot of this is already priced in, so not a lot of news. There is, of course, Nickelodeon Jr. and Netflix series and all that stuff, but everyone knows that already. So not a lot of news. One thing that I'm really concerned about, actually two things here, is the current selling for Andrew Howard, which is one of the executive on the boards. They did sell around 294, and it shows a little bit of basically for me that they're not confident that this price is going to probably go to $4 or $5, and they did sell at 294. So I would definitely consider selling first thing in Monday. That's been my DD. What do you think about this stock? Make sure you mention down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe, share, and like. Have a wonderful day.